Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett. We're doing another unboxing. This one is the Wonder Woman figure from 112 Collective from Mezco. It is, looks like potentially a fantastic figure. It's one of the few female figures that have been released from 112 Collective, and there's a whole bunch on the way, so it should expand. I mean, Wonder Woman's obviously having a huge time right now with a movie that's been a blockbuster. She's also got the sequel coming up, and a comic series plugging away and really rather popular. Should be really interesting to see how this figure looks. It's obviously taking inspiration more from the movies than the comics, but you know, judging from the back, it looks like there is some solid variations to it, some great additions. Of course, we've got the lasso and the sword and her shield with an alternative head and 6 hands total that you can add. So let's open up the box and show off what you get with this and kind of judge this figure for what we're getting. Alright, we don't have the flat box. This is the newer box with just the window inside. You can see what we got from around here. They've got the lasso in the lower right, rope, which is interesting. It doesn't look like it's actually on anything. I think it's probably just an outstretched lasso that you can use, which should be kind of cool, but fascinating it's not actually on the box anywhere. And we can see the various items else displayed. So let's actually open up the box and dive further into the figure itself. See underneath, doesn't look like there's anything special for this particular figure. Kind of the base, stand, stuff like that. Nothing particularly special there. Alright, let's do our first test. We always like to do the standing test for the figure, and with little work, it stands up on its own. Immediately, I'm really impressed with the figure. We got a plastic on the front, which we should be taking off. Not going to totally remove it, because we like to store figures back. Immediately, the figure jumps out at me. Like, the detail's fantastic, the coloring is amazing. This is just a really impressive figure overall. Let's go with the movement. It's the issue that we've seen with a lot of figures. The ankles are very loose. It's an interesting join between the shoe and the front armor for the leg, but it actually visually looks really cool. The knee is really solid. It seems like a different join than we've seen, I think, before. A little bit loose on that as well as the upper leg. It looks like, even though there is break, it doesn't look like this actually, well, no, it twists a little bit. We do get a twist on the leg, so I think that's fairly new. Let's see if it's got the waist that we've seen. It doesn't have the waist bend at all. It's possible this upper leg kind of makes up for that lack. The arms have the full movement like we'd expect for these figures, including the wrist. So that's pretty normal. And then the head's got the full movement as well. Not up and down quite as much, but that's mostly because of the hair. So as far as the movement of the figure itself, the joints, it's looking like a pretty solid figure. Pretty standard. It's got the interesting upper leg, which I don't think we've seen too often with other figures, or there's none off the top of my head that I can think of that have that. The detail on this is impressive. The legs, the armor looks fantastic. It's got the gold and the red. There's tons of detail on it. The actual design of it's really cool. Lots of kind of damage, nicks here and there on the leg and all around. It's obviously not all the way. You can see the legs, so it looks like armor that you would put on, which is really, really neat. We've got the skirt flaps with fabric, which is absolutely great. It's got the great blue, and then the corset body armor matches the legs, which is great. And then, of course, we've got the braces, arm braces on the side with the arm itself. Detail on this figure, I think, is absolutely amazing. This is really, really impressive. I think one of the nicest colored figures that they've released so far. The head itself kind of has looks like Gal Gadot a little bit. Not great, but a little bit. And then let's look at the particular figures, or the accessories themselves. Of course, we've got the her lasso of truth there. Got the sword, which again has a lot of detail in it. Great coloring of the silver and the gold. Yeah, it's just, this is not like flat plastic. There is tons and tons and tons of detail to it that's just beyond impressive. I'm going to guess it kind of goes here, maybe? Or does it go in the back? I think we could probably put it there. And then the last is the shield of the major items. Shield 2, it's plastic, so it feels a little flimsy, but still the detail on it is really, really good. Just like everything else, it feels ancient, like there's tons of work put to it. I think the straps are really, really cool, that you're going to have to slide the arm through, so that's neat. Again, that's my only knock on this. It just feels like a very flimsy plastic shield. Wrapping up the figure is the extra head, which, while yes, there's some variation to it, I don't know if there's enough to really qualify it. You know, obviously mouth is open a little, the eyes are slightly different, but it takes a little bit of looking to really see a difference between the two. So as far as the head, I'd maybe have liked a little bit more expressions off of it. Still, this is an impressive figure. I think the amount of detail on it is amazing. The coloring is fantastic. I think the coloring is one of the best figures they've released. The extra movement is really good. This is an impressive figure. I think this is one of the best that Mezco has released. Just overall, absolutely fantastic. This is, I think, a must for Wonder Woman fans and 112 Collective fans. You're gonna need to add this to your collection. I'm gonna say this is one of the best figures they've released, period. So we're gonna go get some links, and hopefully you can get yours. Obviously, the Mezco figures go really quick, and they're really popular. So you'll need to order yours quickly if you want. I expect this one to sell out relatively quickly and be one that's in demand. Now, if you're into 112 Collective Mezco, you should check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy. The links that we sent a link to might be affiliate links. We do get a small percentage of that, but doing that, you help support our site. But, you know, just watching, you help support us. I always want to thank you for that. So until next time, keep playing with your toys and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.